It's that time of week. I'm Chef Nicolas, and let's just jump into it. I'm excited to tell you this story. Well, about this dish. And as you know me, always experimenting. So I grabbed the spices, which were alfalfa seeds, yes, like the little rascals. Clover seeds and broccoli seeds. Grabbed some classics with fennel, coriander, caraway, and then cumin seeds, and then oh yeah, pumpkin seeds. So I toasted those over the stove until it started making the popping sound. Then I started blending it into my processor, so it still was a little crunchy, but it was, you know, a little different, you know, in texture. Because you don't want it to be too milled, because I just want it that way, that's all. And here's the cool part. I put it in ground turkey, and let me say, I'm not a fan of eating ground turkey, but because so many people get sick from it, from salmonella and the recalls that are always happening all the time. So I tend to not have that much trust with it, you know what I mean? So I added the rub into it and seasoned it, and then I seared it, finished it in the oven, and let me just say, I know I'm skipping a little ahead on this, they're freaking amazing. Super tasty. Okay, let's get back to the dish. So for the rest of the dish, I grabbed mandolin and put cauliflower through that to make it kind of milled like couscous, and then added it in sun-dried tomatoes and used a little bit of that oil to season it with Maya lemons. Thank God they're back. And then followed that up with, you know, just putting it onto the plate because it was pretty seasoned at that point and I liked it. Then the rest, I sauteed some leeks and whatever was left over from the cauliflower, so I didn't want to have to waste it. I just chopped out real quickly and sauteed that. And that was the dish, and of course little micros. But by itself, those turkey patties were incredible. I think we'll be definitely putting, well, I don't think, I know I'll be using that in the future because my clients loved it. They're like, this is definitely one of my new favorites. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Now this one I would call a stringy dish. So I first got the chicken and I braised it. Well, I didn't braise it. I put it into, yeah, I braised it. That's technically what happened. I added some liquid, a lot of spices in there, some random spices that I have been accumulating. Cooked that until the chicken broke apart. And then once that was done, I got the liquid and I reduced it to pretty much nothing because we don't want to waste that flavor. Then I got the spaghetti squash, took the top and bottom, and then cut it in half and threw it in the oven. And after I roasted it, in the meantime, while that was going, I grabbed my pasta. And this is a new product I've never used before. My client's uncle actually distributes this. It's a black soybean pasta. It's got a very interesting texture, let me just say this. So, but before we proceed to that, no, actually we'll just proceed. My whole goal was to grab the dill pea stew to mix it with that, but I found it wasn't flavoring the pasta. It had no way of flavoring it, so I had to stick to just olive oil and salt to it. So I'm like, oh, this is stupid. So I actually ended up getting the spaghetti squash, which I used a fork to peel it off. By the way, it's one of my favorite things to do. And then I just grabbed the dill pea stew and just mixed it in there for more flavor. But overall, everything was fantastic. I was very pleased what happened on this, and hey, you know what? You live and you learn. Now this dish, it's not exactly how I wanted it to turn out. Now the main reason was because I forgot to buy squash because I wanted to spiralize it, and then I got carrots that were too small, so I couldn't even spiralize it, and it looked like this. So to let go of my frustration, I threw that thing right into the shredder and I shredded that thing like I was mad. No, really, I didn't do that. But wouldn't that be ridiculous? Die! So the first thing I did was I actually grabbed andouille sausage and I threw that in the oven and roasted it beforehand because I could slice it to make it nice. Then I grabbed the shredded carrots and I sauteed that. And while that was going with some olive oil and some salt, I grabbed some heirloom tomatoes, which I don't know how they're in season because they shouldn't be. And I blended those things up really quickly with some fresh basil. And then I threw that sauce into it, which was very gelatinous. And that was after the carrots got soft, of course. Then I finally added in the Swiss chard that I just cut up beforehand, and I also added in some more heirloom tomatoes that I chopped up. And then I quickly threw in my peas so I can blanch them real quickly. Then I grabbed some black beans, put it on the side so I can segregate it, of course, with the sausage, and just kind of make it, you know, a colorful dish instead of just mixing it all in one to make it look, you know. And of course, microgreens. Won't hurt anything, right? Now for my last dish. Golden and pink beet salad. Now, of course, I was messing with a new spice. Well, one in particular. But no surprise. Now, I want to inbound a new flavor into my beets. And so I grabbed kokika twig, which actually has a smell of, or a very strong smell of oysters, and a slight smell of black tea and wild rice, which is very interesting. Well, those are the things I was noticing. Like, that'll be a very interesting flavor to go into my beets. And I also threw in some Tasmanian pepper, corn. And I'm thinking the flavor is gonna be amazing. So I braised it for 3 hours. And it didn't get any bloody flavor. Nothing. Nothing. Zilch. Seriously. Ridiculous. Then I just went classic at this point. Marionberry, goat cheese. Just kidding. That's not classic. Okay, so I lied. So for the rest of the salad, I grabbed fennel, my favorite, you know me. Sliced that on a mandolin, threw that in there, and then added in beets, roasted pistachios, can't waste the fennel tops, and of course, that tasty cheese, Marionberry, which I actually will have to say this is the first time I've actually tried this cheese or brand, and it was actually really, really good. I was very impressed with that. I'm like, didn't think it was actually gonna have that Marionberry flavor at all. You know, sometimes when you get fruits that embark into other cheeses, it's not gonna really take on a lot of flavor, and this one actually did really well. So for the rest of it, I just poured in some balsamic vinegar and some grapeseed oil and seasoned it from there, and yeah, that was a sexy dish if I say myself. I must say, it was a great week with some new flavors that I got to try this week, so I was very happy about that. Yeah, you know the drill. I'm Chef Nicolas again. Don't forget to click that like button if you like this video, or sharing this will help as well. And then if you feel like it, you can follow me right on that top corner, which is over there now, and it'll take you to my page, and all you have to do is just click that like button, and you can follow what's going on and stay up to date with my weekly videos, because, well, I do enjoy doing these videos. It's a lot of fun, you know, and plus experimenting. Anyway, and of course, if you want to follow my goofy self, you can follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you there if you feel like it. No, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. You have a good one, and next Wednesday, right? As always. Peace.